All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. So we're going to talk a little bit more about Khamzat Chimaev because he said something that I saw today and I was like, damn. Khamzat Chimaev revealing a lot about his personality and who he is as a person. He's a good dude. But also in discussing this particular thing that he said, I think it was pretty revealing related to all the things we talked about this weekend, right? Like, here's the thing. I'm feeling very liberated right now because certainly when you make videos stating something might be a work, and then the person who is the king, the czar of the industry, whose opinion of you definitely matters to you, says the guy that said that is a lunatic, it's like, oh shit. Oh shit. I wouldn't have said it if I knew he was going to see it, dude. I wouldn't have said it if I knew he was going to see it, dude. Forget I said it. That doesn't change my opinion, but like I wouldn't have said it. I'm easy to keep quiet. You just got to put me on your team. Like, it's like if I'm on the other side, if anybody's listening and they're like, man, this guy's got a good mind for strategy. It's like, yeah, I do. And I have plenty of people that can attest to the fact that when I know things that I'm on the inside of, fucking no one hears about them. No one. I have a closet full of shit that would blow your goddamn mind, but you'll never hear about it. Never. My wife won't hear about it. No one fucking hears about it. But when I'm sitting in this chair and I'm just speculating about shit that doesn't really matter, then that's different. Anyway, so the thing that Khamzat said, before I do that, let me take this moment to tell you about my favorite underwear sheath, okay? If you have not bought a pair of sheath underwear yet, I don't understand how that is a thing that you have not done. Because sheath underwear, in the middle of the summer or in the winter or whatever, I'm sure you guys have seen an advertisement for it, right? It gives you a pouch where you tuck your twig and another one where you tuck your berries. It's not. I'll just tell you this. Just try them. If you haven't ever tried them, just try one pair. Send me a receipt and I'll say your name on the channel. How about that, dude? I'll point people to your Instagram. You buy a pair of sheath or whatever you want. Actually, just send me a line. Hey, just send me a sentence. Just be like, I want you to say this on the channel. It's all, Jesse has a tiny penis. Why would he need sheath underwear? I'm like, bro, really? It's like, that's what you said. You said you say anything. You said you say anything. I did say that. Fuck, man. All right, I'll say it. I will say it. Anyway, so go give them a run. You're going to like them. So go to sheathunderwear.com and then use promo code FIRE20 for a massive discount. And then send me a receipt. I'll say whatever you want, dude. Send me the receipt. Tell me what you want me to say on the channel and I'll say it. That actually is probably going to be pretty funny. Anyway, so yeah. So here's what Khamzat said, right? I'm going to start there and then I'm going to go back down the rabbit hole because I can't help it because this is directly related to what I said. So Khamzat I don't know what it was, in the interview that I saw, he goes, yeah, he's like, I talked to Kevin. I could try to do a Khamzat, do a Khamzat accent, but I'll sound like a fucking idiot and I'll sound like I'm trying to make fun of him. And I'm definitely not making fun of Khamzat Chimaev. So I'm just going to talk in my own voice, which may be weird, but this is what he said. He said that after the fight, him and Kevin Holland talked and he said, we're both young. We'll probably fight again. And he said, or if you want, he could come to Sweden. You could come to Sweden and I'll help you. He's like, and he said he would help him if he comes to Sweden. And I thought about that and I was like, damn, dude. Because obviously what he means that Holland has been exposed as having one weakness, dude. One. I can't stress this enough. And I realize people are going to say Jesse, you're crazy. But I don't think there is a fighter in the UFC who has a higher ceiling if they can just fix one thing, dude. And that is just his ability to deal with wrestlers. That's it, just fix his ability to deal with wrestlers. I honestly don't think he should train anything, nothing else. He should go into in between now and his next fight, he should, keep his body in good shape, but do nothing except train wrestling. That's it. Just nothing but wrestling, a wrestling camp. And that's it, dude. Because his striking is so nasty. He can hit you from so far away. His jiu-jitsu is awesome. That dude is dangerous. He's got knockout power. He can hit you from a mile away. And he has this one gaping thing that people are exploiting on him. And I think he can be a world champion. I really do, dude. Especially at 85, though. I know he dropped down to 70s, having some success. I really think that the correct play for him is to shore up the wrestling, go to 85, and I think he'll do really well. Now, Pereira is dangerous now. When I really had that opinion, that was before this 235-pound monster kickboxing champion was in the mix. But I like him against these other guys, dude. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. But that was what Khamzat said. He's a good dude, right? He's offering to open his home to him and help him with the thing that has been, he's like in his weight class, just like Till, dude. Anyway, I think Kevin Holland would do well to take him up on that. Or just go directly to AKA and do nothing but train wrestling, man. And then don't fight Khamzat ever again. So Khamzat's a good dude. But let me just say this, and this is what leads me into the next part of this conversation, which I just can't help. And the reason I feel okay talking about this now is because now other people are talking about this, right? Like, during the weekend, like instantaneously when he weighed in 178, I was like, no way. No way, I don't believe it. And so I immediately was the one like, oh, it's a conspiracy, blah, blah, blah. I mean, conspiracy is a pretty it's a pretty, I don't know. It's a word that people go, oh, conspiracy. It's like, and they think you're saying that JFK got shot by a Smurf, where it's like, no. What I'm saying is this is planned. Like that's it. Like that's all a conspiracy is, dude. Is that more than one person planned something? That's it. Like and then somehow people have gotten their brains poisoned. It's like, you're into conspiracy theories. You mean like I believe that there have been times when more than one person planned a thing before it happened and then made it seem like it was spontaneous? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Just so I'm clear, you're saying that you have never envisioned a scenario where something happened that seems spontaneous, but in reality, more than one person planned for that to happen in advance for some strategic reason. I'm not a conspiracy theory. Theorist. I would never think a thing like, who are you, Alex Jones? All right, well, when you put it like that, I guess I would just say I'm a smart person and you're a fucking moron. Like if you've never considered that as an option, then you're a fucking moron and I'm a smarter person than you. So there's that, right? So anyway, I did the conspiracy thing and I said I didn't believe, well, not that I didn't believe, I was just like, I was very suspect, dude. And I felt like I was the lone voice over the weekend, and I was. But now, afterwards, I hear other people saying that. Other credible voices that I'm not going to throw in there just because I don't want to, just in case this is actually, I don't care. Brendan Schaub said it. Schaub said it, straight up. Schaub he didn't say, but again, he said the same thing as me. He's like, I don't know for sure. He's like, I'm just saying it's just kind of suspect. Suspect that they have this catch weight fight there. Why? And then he said that he was like, what? And you're telling me in this brawl, how many? Like he said a bunch of shit I didn't even think of. He's like, how many? And he said it on the Thick Boy channel. I think it was on Thick Boy channel. The truth about UFC 279. It's a great video, man. And he's like, listen, I think that you got to consider this. You got 13 fights, 26 fighters on the card. And you got how each of them has how many guys with them. There's this huge mayhem thing that makes you, for the first time ever, cancel the press conference and none of them got any cell phone footage. He's like, I mean, dude, how many of these guys do you think would have had their cell phones out if something like that happened? All of them? Hundreds of guys with cell phone. None of them got any cell phone footage. None of them. I hadn't even thought of that. I was like, that's an excellent point, right? And here's another thing. If the UFC did do this, who cares? Who cares? You know what I mean? It's like, there are conspiracy theories and then there are conspiracy theories, It turns out, you guys, that the CIA, they're the ones that got JFK. It's like, wait, what? An American intelligence agency murdered the president? That seems like that should have some pretty serious implications on the country. It was a long time ago, but Jesus, that would be wild, huh? How many people were in on it? Who would they conspire with? Or as an example, let's hypothetically, just if we're throwing out conspiracy theories, if it turned out that, I don't know, there was a global thing where people started getting sick, getting sick with this thing. And then that illness was used to do all kinds of stuff. If it turned out that there was a group of people who actually planned that, bioengineered and then released, that would be a pretty big deal, right? It'd be a really big deal. I'm not saying that happened. I'm not saying the CIA did that. I'm not saying that happened. I'm just saying that would be a pretty big deal, right? Okay, well, if the UFC decided at the last minute that they wanted to reshuffle the deck on UFC 279 for one of a few reasons, like Shab said he thought that it just wasn't trending well, and they thought, and it probably wasn't trending well because the hardcores knew that Nate, or that this wasn't like, you know, I mean, Khamzat was like a 20-1 favorite or something. They're like, I'm not going to watch that. Or they didn't like how Nate Diaz was being treated, and they're just like, look, man, like, we're going to lose on this. We're going to lose on this event if we don't shake it up. That's what Shab thinks. Or is hypothesizing. Again, like, no one's saying that this is a fact. And then for me, I think, or if I was going to speculate, the most likely compelling reason is it would be like they assessed the backlash if Nate got fucked up, like got real fucked up. And they're like, that's a potential serious PR hit. Let's shuffle it up. So let's say hypothetically that's what they did. Who fucking cares? Like, they're like, it's not like an intelligence agency knocking off the president. It's literally show business. It's fucking showbiz, dude. Like, what are we doing here? It's fucking show business. You know? You think you're in the fight business? They're in the fucking show business. I mean, they're in the fight business, but they're putting on a show. Okay? The business model is get people to buy tickets, get people to buy pay-per-view. Okay? There are lots of other businesses like that. And you do what you got to do to sell tickets and to put on the show. You don't owe the truth to the fans. If there's a more exciting way to tell a story, that's the fucking way you do it. You know? It's like, okay, so here's the outcome that we need. We need this guy to be fighting this guy to be fighting this guy, and this guy to be fighting this guy. All right. Well, our goal is to sell as many pay-per-views as possible. And honestly, I don't think it's going to be great for us to say why we're doing it. Like, hey, this thing's not trending well. Or, you know, we didn't really think this through when we made this fight initially. So let's think of a more exciting way to do it that'll push pay-per-views and make the show exciting for the fucking people who are going to buy it. They're doing you a favor. Like, they're fucking, I mean, I want to be entertained. Fucking entertain me, dude. They're doing the best. Like, I love the UFC. I love everyone in the fucking UFC. You've never heard me say anything negative about fucking anyone in the UFC. No one. I make fun of Paulo Costa. I would fucking jump hug Paulo Costa. I think he's the funniest fucking guy on earth. I don't have a negative thing to say about fucking anyone in the UFC. Certainly not the people who fucking organized it and are doing an incredible job making it exciting for me to watch. So it's not like I'm exposing something that anyone's like, oh, hey, they fucking lied to you. I'm just speculating because that's fun for me. And again, that's a big preamble for me speculating that, yeah, it was a work. But here's the thing. Here's why I bring this up relating to the Khamzat video. So if everything was real, right? Everything was real. Then what happened is Khamzat Chimaev got in a fight with Kevin Holland backstage to a point where he kicked him in the stomach, right? He front kicked him. And like, he got so heated that he front kicked Kevin Holland, right? Big problem. Like two fight. They've now crossed the bridge of like non-sanctioned violence. Okay, kicked him. So, you know that, or you know, they collaborated with the UFC for a large amount of extra money in order to put on an amazing show. And I can tell you, having been on multiple reality shows, created a reality show, have been on both sides, producer and talent, okay? I can tell you exactly what it's like when you're producing content like that. I'm not just a YouTube guy. I've done that shit. I got married on a reality show. I think I talked about that in this video. I can't remember if it was one that I did before or not, okay? So when I tell you that there's a bonding experience that happens when you do that kind of shit, I'm telling you from experience, right? Like you're doing a project together. You know, everybody line up, okay, we're going to do it from here, whatever. So either Kevin Holland and Khamzat are friends or Kevin Holland and Khamzat are enemies. And why I bring that up is I would like you guys to go ahead and watch the beginning of their fight when they touch gloves beforehand, okay? Like when they touch gloves beforehand, and watch them engage with each other, okay? That's what I want you to do. And then read the room, poker face them. If they're going all in and they're like, we're enemies, are you calling or are you throwing your cards in, right? We are enemies, all in. And you're like, fuck, all I have is a pair of aces. If they're enemies, they're going to beat me with a straight at least. But if they're actually friends, they've probably got a busted straight. And I'm going to butt fuck them with this hand. So what are you going to do? And me personally, I am going to call instantaneously. Because here's what I saw. I saw Hamza run around, right? And then they got each other's face and they looked at each other kind of like, are we still doing the thing where we hate each other? And then they kind of like, they did this thing kind of like, we're actually friends. Whatever. This is what I saw. And then, you know, the guys got in between them, they went back. And then when they came up, they went like this. And it was like, hey, everybody's looking now, but fuck that. This is me and you. We did this shit together. Now let's fucking fight. Let's do it right. I read that as like buddies. And then Hamza invited him to fucking join his camp. Hey, you know that guy that front kicked me that I just strangled? Yeah. You know what I would love to do? I would love for him to come to Sweden and join my team. And maybe that's what happened. I don't know. What the fuck do I know? I just like speculating on stuff. It's fun, dude. This is show business. That's the whole thing. This is fucking show business. Okay? So like, oh my God, Jesse's crazy. He's got these crazy conspiracy theories. All right. I'm building a YouTube channel. I'm trying to entertain people, dog. This is show business. I might not even believe any of the shit that I said on this channel. You might, I mean, in all honesty, it's possible I don't believe any of the things I just said. I might have thought that fucking Masvidal and Colby's beef was real all along, and I'm just putting on a show because it's entertaining. Maybe, you know, would it matter? Were you entertained? I mean, it is really hard for me to say things I don't believe, actually. I will say that. It's hard. Let me try. Let me try. Okay, honestly, do you really think that they would go through all that? You know how many people would have to be in on it for them to pull this shit off, dude? You have any idea how many people would have to be in on it to pull this shit off? And D-Rod and Li Jingliang clearly were not in on it because they weighed 10 pounds apart. It's not a conspiracy, dude. Come on. Does it, you know, like, because Diaz and them would have to be in on it. You think Diaz's whole crew could keep that secret? Come on. I mean, actually, I might have just talked myself into it, dude. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it's all real. You know what? Don't matter, son. It just don't matter. Everybody won, especially us. Hamzat's a good dude. I love you guys. Peace.